Alright guys, so welcome to Fail on the Trail, where me, your failure, is going to take you on my hiking adventures and ruin it with my horrible commentary. Today we're out on the Appalachian Trail doing Carvers Gap to 19 East. It's about 15 miles. Starting on top of a mountain, going over some grassy balds and up and down, and then camping overnight and finishing up tomorrow. And yeah, we're about to climb that mountain right there. It's exhausting. All right guys, I'm here at Carvers Gap, and back in the day, it was called McClellan's Gap, like in the 1800s. And there's a young lady who lost her husband. So instead of like getting a job, she kind of became a lady of the night. And her name was Ellen Carver. So she ended up moving out here to McClellan's Gap. But hold on a minute. So she became a prostitute. And all the boys knew that she was a prostitute. So whenever they were in school making jokes about going to see her, they'd go, "You're going to go up to see Ellen at McClellan's Gap." And eventually that story became, go up to see Ellen Carver at Carver's Gap. So as the time went on, it became known as Carvers Gap, which is really just an 1800s joke about going to see a prostitute's private parts. And if you're not here for 1800s prostitute jokes, then I don't know why you're even watching this. All right. So this is the spruce forest part of the trail, and it's pretty cool looking. What I wanted to talk about was Johnny Appleseed, that big fraud. Now, I don't know if you remember Johnny Appleseed from elementary school, the dude that went around the country planting apple trees everywhere, right? You remember watching that stuff as a kid. And everyone thinks, oh, Johnny Appleseed's awesome. He's just a really cool environmentalist dude going around planting apple trees for everybody to enjoy. But that's not the case. The truth was, Johnny Appleseed was an alcoholic. And he's planting all the apple trees so we could get apples to make his own alcohol. So he's basically just a high-functioning alcoholic. And I don't think it's really right that we're teaching all these kids about that fraud alcoholic Johnny Appleseed. But yeah, stay tuned for more. Check this out. What a perfect camp spot. All around us. Alright guys, we are up on top of Round Hill Bald. Look at that. And the reason they call it a bald is because there's no hair on it. Just like my wife's arm. Note to self, climbing up a mountain sucks. That looks good. Look at that. Made it to the top of the mountain. This is called Jane's Bald. It's a lady named Jane used to live up here, and she had a bald cat that people would come visit whenever they were lonely. And this is the backside of Jane's Bald. So if you didn't like the view from the front of Jane's Bald, you would just come to her back door instead. Look, another mountain to climb. Yeah. All right, we made it to Grassy Knob. Look at this. All right, good place to eat.